Well, you're on here, so welcome.
Hello, hello,
What I was
everybody.
asking, what I was asking the chat, and I'll ask you since you're on here live: who is thirstier, men or women? That's the first thing we want to talk about.
So I used to think men were thirstier until I started getting on TikTok. I've
Okay.
never, I've never seen so many desperate, thirsty women in my life. Anytime
Wow.
there was a like kind of good-looking guy on here, they'd be like, "Girls, oh my God, baby, what I would do to you?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Excuse
Wow.
me?"
Yeah. 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 Well, I
So
think a lot of you know what's crazy. Before you got on the chat, a lot of the women actually said women were thirstier. So I don't think one woman said that men were thirstier. And I was gonna say women too. And here's the reason. Here's my logic behind it. Only because women hold the key to sex, whereas men, we hold the key to relationships, right?
mhm.
So, one of the things I said, and women gave me some pushback on this, and you tell me what you think. I said, you should make that man wait 6 months before you sleep with him. You agree with that or disagree?
Nah, I disagree.
I knew you would. And here's and what's your reasoning behind this?
For waiting?
Yeah, or not waiting.
Oh, okay. Repeat the question because I
Yeah,
understood it.
the question is should make a man my whole premise was make a man wait 6 months before you even sleep with him.
Yeah, I know. For
So
what?
you disagree? What do you mean? Why not? Well, give me the
Like,
logic.
why would you wait that long? It's not just about him. It's about you too. Like, if you build a connection with this guy and he's like perfect and then he fucking sucks at sex.
That is the number one
You know?
answer that
Like,
that's the number one answer that I got was that what if he's not good in bed? So then I said, so you're gonna do the whole football team to figure this out to see which one is the
nah,
best
no, no,
in
no.
bed?
No,
Okay,
I didn't say that you didn't have to like make a person wait, but why does
right.
it have to be 6 months? I feel like for me, I'm a very like energy type of person. So like if I'm vibing with somebody, if I feel like I have a connection with that person more than just a physical in a physical way, like if they're mentally stimulating, like intellectual, if we get along, if they make me laugh, if they make me feel a certain way, why couldn't I mean we're adults, why couldn't we
Okay,
get physical, Obviously
I
you're
get
not
that.
just gonna, oh, okay, I went on a date with this guy. Let me see if he has good sex
What's
game,
up, Ted?
obviously. So,
Well, here's a stat. Tell me what you think about this. So it is a fact that if a woman has five or more body count, that her relationship being to be able to get into a to stay in a long term healthy relationship, it goes from 80% to 20%. I,
why?
because well, there's many reasons. I Here's why. Well, think about it. If you just slept with a guy, it was just a one night stand, or maybe he's a friends with benefits.
Hmm.
There's probably no trauma there. But if you slept with multiple men because you've been in relationships with them, right? And whether it was a couple months, a year, whatever, what happens is then you bring drama. You got pain, you got hurt. So now, for us, for men, we look for purity. We don't want a woman for the streets. Whereas you guys look for something different, right? When you and I know because me and you had this conversation. What is the when it comes to three things, right? For women, they really want something very simple. They want a man that's 6 foot. They want a man that makes at least $100,000 a year, right? And they want I forgot what the last one was. And most of the time, I think the other one's based on race, but it's usually 6 foot guy, $100,000 a year. Well, first, let's break this stat down really quick so we can get the logic. When it comes to men making $100,000 a year, or just people in general, that's 20% of the population.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's take your little 6 foot thing because I give you shit about the 6 foot. Every woman, like, I want a big 6 foot with a beard. He has a nice, and he's got his feminine side. Get the hell out of here. Let's go to that stat.
Nah, 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 nah,
Okay,
nah.
go.
We've had this discussion before, and I said that's normally what I'm attracted to. But then
Well,
again, what I was talking about earlier is like, yeah, I might meet guys that meet my standards as far as like the physical appearance, but normally when I do meet guys like that, they don't match that intellectual.
Oh yeah, well,
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
I think women should be more attracted to intellectual. That
Yes.
honestly,
Yeah.
100%. Looks and all that is not. It's only
It
that's a lustful
fades.
thing.
It
Yeah,
fades.
and also that's a lustful thing. Plus, here's the thing: if most women, right, and here's the next stat, only 13% of the United States population is 6 foot or above. So if you take 20% of all the people making 100, then you find a man that's 6 foot, which is 13%. You're looking at like 9% of the population. And then you got to consider gays, married, right?
Hmm.
F boys, F
Yep.
boys.
There's a lot of that,
So
especially
then,
the 6 and taller, 6 foot and
right.
taller.
And here's why, and you know why they're F boys? Here's why they're F boys: because they have options,
Right.
right? They have options. So when you're just another girl on their thing, right? But
Hmm.
going back to the 6 month thing though, why I would think the reason why I came up with this is because when I was married for 15 years together with the same one for 20, and I chose not to sleep with her for 6 months because I wanted it based off not lust, but based off I actually wanted to see a future with you. Because look, for men, I would tell men this: if you're gonna sleep with her, you're gonna sleep with her anyway. So what's the hurry? What's the push, right?
Right.
But also, I think too, if you give it up too soon, what's his benefit of still staying?
I mean, if you're looking to only get a piece of ass, then I guess there's no benefit. But if you're actually going into a connection with someone to get to know them and to be with them, there's a lot to learn about people. People go through shit all the time. They go through changes, they go through a lot of stuff. So why isn't there a benefit other than a sexual thing?
Well, because men, we fall in love with our eyes. Women, they fall in love with their ears. So the guy has to be able to spit game for him to even get to the stage
So
of
so
that
let
part.
me ask you this. You let's say you're the one that decides not to sleep with the woman because you want to
Right,
get to know her, right?
right.
And then you get to know her, you like her, you want to be with her, and then you sleep with her and then she completely changes.
Like, what do you mean? Like she becomes psycho?
Right.
I mean,
So
this is a
what
good
was the
point.
benefit of that?
But well, here's the truth. Here's the truth. You really don't learn about a person until you've actually talked to them for at least 4 months, right? You won't see the red flags until about 4 months and later. Then you'll see it. But like again, when it comes to men, we're looking for purity. We don't want men. We don't want a woman from the streets. We want a woman that is maybe if you're younger, you're looking for someone that you want to marry and have children with. When you get older, right? I already know most of the women I'm going to be with are probably going to have kids unless I date women that are younger, right? So these things all I know, right? But when it comes to that part, I guess I don't know. I always say all women are crazy, so there's no debate of that. I did a video about it. All women are crazy, hands down, no debate on that. But I said also, I don't care if she's crazy as long as she's crazy about me. But to go
Hmm.
back to the sex thing, if you give it up to him, let's say 2 months, 3 months, what's his benefit of sticking around? Why would he have to keep? He already got you. So what else does he need? Because we're very simple people. We want sex and submissiveness. That's it.
So
Whereas
why
women,
can they
you
continue to do that?
well, because probably I think a lot of times maybe this is the thing. He's trying to see if he can have you without committing. And if he can have you without committing, then again, then now you become a situationship because he doesn't have to commit to you. You're still going to give it up to him anyways. Once you give it up to the man, you're giving away your power. That's the power. That is your only power, actually. Disagree,
Mm,
agree?
but I mean, like, you lose that power anyway. So what's the point? What's the point? Because if you once you give it to him, regardless of whether it's like a week later or 6 months later, once you get it, if you're saying that that's all that matters, then
I'm just
like,
saying, let's be honest. And I'm not saying for me personally, and I'm not saying a lot of things that men do are right, right? I'm
mhm.
not about that. I won't lie to a woman. Like one of my favorite quotes that I heard from a guy: "Sell her the dream to get in between." That's like when he said that to me, that blew my mind away because that's what men are doing, right? But also, let's go back to the psychology. The men that you want, right, have many options. This is the reason why women get mad and they'll be on online saying men ain't shit, men are garbage, blah blah blah. Because all the good guys, you wouldn't even give them a second thought. The guys that are decent human beings that would actually probably treat you well, he doesn't fit your standards. Whether that's
Right.
financially, whether that's physically, whether he doesn't have enough charm, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
All this, right? He doesn't accept that. You get what I'm saying?
Bobby, shut
So no,
up.
you don't accept that. You what? Oh yeah, you like that?
No,
But
Bobby, my friend Bobby's in the comments.
right.
Preach,
That
King.
yeah. Well, so going back, we want a woman that's not been for the streets, right? And we want a woman that's pure. We want to know that you haven't been around. Also, like I said, when women sleep are very promiscuous, they start to you bring trauma, you bring baggage every relationship. So now, when I get you, you've been through it, four idiots, nine, whatever, how many idiots you are at, and then now I have to deal with that. I don't want
Hmm.
to deal with that. Now, everything I do, you're comparing me to all these guys, right? You're
Hmm.
saying, oh, that guy was funnier than Joe. That guy was whatever. He's stronger than Joe. That guy was taller than Joe. So now I'm being compared to every man that you've ever been with, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want that. I want to know that you love and adore me, and that you want me. That's all you care about, and that I can't lose you. Because again, you guys do hold the power when it comes to that. Because when it comes to marriage, 80% plus of all divorces are initiated by the women. When it comes to breakups, like 75% are initiated by the women. Why? Why? You have a
Because you guys get comfortable. I feel like once you guys get what you want, it's like, okay, like, what else am I going to work for? Like you were saying. And
yeah.
that's like, why are we going to stay there when we can go to the next person who's going to give us the attention that we want?
I get what you're
Or
saying,
or just we'd rather be by ourselves than have to deal with someone who doesn't give us the time of day. They're supposedly in love with us and then they don't even want to be around us for whatever reason. Like that's why it's
but
initiated by a woman because we stick around and give you guys plenty of
yeah,
time to change things or
yeah.
to make an effort
Well,
into
hold on
fixing a
there.
relationship.
Hold up there. Women do not communicate when they're not happy. That is that. I mean, I've dated women. I've been with one woman for a long time. You guys do not communicate when you're unhappy. You know what you do? Let's say that I did something like in the kitchen. I didn't put something back. Instead of you saying something because you don't want to be a nag, right? Because we don't like that either. You sit there and you put a little stamp in your head and say, "This motherfucker right here," and then you don't say nothing to us, and then we do it again. So you don't call us on bad behavior, and you allow us to do a lot of the things that you don't like, right? You don't communicate with us enough. And women say, "Oh, I want a great communicator. Hey, thank you for the gift. I appreciate you guys." They say, "Oh, I want a gift. I want to change." Right? At the end of the day, all I can say is this: is that when it comes back, going back to the same track, women are thirstier only because, and is because you guys hold the key to sex. We can't have it unless you give it up, right? And here's the back to the 6 month thing. I honestly believe that you shouldn't give it up to a man unless he's committed to you. And I don't. I'm not saying marriage because I'm not crazy, but I am saying that how many women are out there right now sleeping with a guy that you like and he has not made you official. He hasn't told anybody you're his girl. He hasn't told anybody that you guys are together. He doesn't even tell anybody that you exist, right? Because why does he have to? You already gave him what he wanted. True or false?
I mean, I guess when you're dealing with fuckboys, yeah.
But all men, but you know what's another crazy thing? But think about it. All the men that you guys are attracted to, they
Are
have
fuckboys.
to, they kind of have to be because you wouldn't want to be with a guy that has no game. You wouldn't want to be a guy with no charisma. You don't want to be with a guy that has no, like, he doesn't make you feel any type of way. You wouldn't want to be with a guy like that, right? But maybe you should. That's why the second question in our debate was if women don't lower their standards, you're gonna die single. Period. With a capital T.
What's
Because
wrong with being single?
there's nothing wrong with being single, but you know what? Most of the people that follow me are women, and I see them all day complain and talk shit about men. So if that's not true, that I think every woman thinks that, and this is not true, but they think it. You know this. You're a woman. They think until they have a man, they're not complete, or they're not full until they have a man. Right? True, false.
I mean, I guess for certain women, yeah.
Certain women. Now, what about this? What about
I mean, we're not talking about me specifically, are we?
no, 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 not you specifically. I'm
Ah, okay.
saying
I was
women.
gonna
No,
say.
women in general. Yes, for the most part, women in
I
general.
mean, there are a lot of strong women out there. I feel
Right,
like same as with guys, like the thirsty women, I feel like are probably unhealed women, looking for some type of attention or affection from someone. They create this scenario in their head where they're like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna flirt with this person, and then they're gonna give me what I want." And I mean,
right.
it's all
Okay,
social
so
media. So,
so let's talk about this. For the most part, what women want is a protector and a provider, right?
yeah,
Security, right? Whereas men, they just want purity. Women want security. Men fall in love with their eyes. Women fall in love with their ears. So if it comes back to this point, when it comes to what you said right now, for women, again, what if a man has a lot of options? What does that woman bring to the table that's completely different than the all their women that are in his DMs that are telling him they're going to give him the world? What do you have that can give to a guy, right? That he can't already get everywhere else without making a commitment. Does that make sense?
there's a lot that a woman can offer a man because just like women, men want to be loved, okay? They want to be heard. They want to feel like they're a man. So
Yeah.
when you mess with all these easy women out there that are just gonna have sex with you, where's the like connection? Where's the depth? Where's
You're right.
someone the loyalty? Where there's
100% agree.
none of that.
Right.
So
Okay, so since I'm a single guy, you're single, right?
mm,
Right. How long you been single? Okay, you have a situationship. Uh,
situation.
this
Shut
is
up.
exactly this is exactly the problem, ladies. Like, stop. And I don't, if am I gonna if a woman's attractive and she's trying to be and is gonna give me sex, am I gonna deny it? For the most part, probably not. But like if you want me, it's got to be more than sex, right? That's going to get me in. That's going to get me to stop and say, "Damn, she's hot, right? Ooh, I like her, right?" And men have no standards. We'll
Hmm.
sleep with anything for the most part.
Yeah.
For a vault, most of the time, women they cheat if they do up, and men cheat down, right? Because again, we're very simple characters. We just want us a woman that's for sex and submissiveness. Meaning, we want a woman that's going to follow our lead and pretty
Easy.
much do what we say, right? But how many
Right.
women right now they don't want to be submissive? They all men out here. These women out here are
These
so
are the women that
masculine.
are like the strong women that don't need a man. We
Do we
want a
not need a
man.
man?
We want a man, but we don't need a man. That's two different things.
Right. Okay. So again, once you that back to the question, and all the ladies are in here. One lady said the one problem that she had, God has said that sleeping alone at night. These things I all get, right? I'm gonna give myself a plug. I honestly think men get out of f boy season once they get into their 40s, right? They don't really hit that sexual peak until their 40s. They're gonna keep trying to chase everything known to man, right?
Hmm.
Whereas it's different for women. So I feel like that's a problem too. You go on with these younger guys, maybe they're hot or whatever, but they not looking for marriage. They not looking for a girlfriend.
Right.
They know they can just get it, and then
Yeah.
they don't have to do anything again. Hey, they
Yeah.
said we love you, huh? To keep it real with you, they love you. All right, so now let's talk about the next question then. When it comes to women about the standards, right?
Hmm.
The again, all the women that want certain types of guys, more women want them too, right? That's why they're up there. That's why they got the swag. But all the men you want, the one that you want usually doesn't want you, and because he has options, right? So I think
Yeah.
women need to really understand the man. Sex will get you him, but that doesn't mean you're going to keep him, right?
Exactly.
So, but I think men want more than just sex. They want submissiveness. They want a woman that's got his back, like a cheerleader. That's kind of like when he's around her, he feels uplifted, right? But
Exactly.
I posted a question though, and before you got on, this is all over social. I posted, and make sure you guys keep sending the hearts, ask questions if you have a question. Um, One of the things I asked is like, if your man is hungry at 3 a.m., are you getting up to make him a sandwich? Oh my god! Oh my god! The
Look,
woman said.
I'm gonna okay,
What
depending
would
on
you
the
do?
situation, okay?
Depending. That's all
If
depending for
if
old people.
if I'm awake, I don't have a problem getting up and making him a sandwich. But if he's awake and I'm sleeping and he's waking my ass up to
Okay.
fucking make him a sandwich, I'm like, are you fucking handicapped or like what's wrong with you?
Well, yeah,
It's
but
like,
isn't that a role of submissiveness?
well, no, I mean, I guess it is a role of submissiveness, but I'm
Because you got
most
his back.
women now
He's
are not
hungry.
submissive.
He's hungry. Right. Okay, but like let's flip the script, right? The man is the provider, the protector, right? So
Hmm.
let's say that someone breaks in the house at 3 a.m. and my ass is dead asleep. Do you expect me to get up and protect you?
Yeah, you're the man of the house, right?
Thank you. So then, what is the role of the woman?
There should not be any rules about
Oh, now there's
you
not
can be
roles.
submissive. You can be submissive to your man without there being rules. To me,
What
I
is?
feel like being a submissive, I would only be submissive to a man that shows me and makes me feel protected, not in a way as in like, um, like, oh my God, I'm gonna fight everybody for you. You know what I mean? Or I'm
Right.
gonna like just none of that stupid shit. Like I'm talking about I feel safe with this person. I know this person has my back no matter what. If I fucking lose my job, he's got my back. We're gonna work together. If my one of my friends, something happens to one of my friends, he's gonna have my back. Whatever happens, that person has my back. They make me feel safe. They make me feel loved. I
Yeah.
can be submissive to
You feel
somebody like
safe.
that.
You feel
Right,
secure. Right. I
right.
get you. Right. So then,
But
that really.
if I don't, then why would I make someone, or
He's hungry.
basically like
He can
have
figure it out.
let them lead when I don't even feel safe with you? Like, no.
Well then, well first of all, I don't think if you didn't feel safe with him, he wouldn't be living in the house or sleeping in the same house. So this
um,
wouldn't have it wouldn't be happening. I mean, I
some
guess yes,
people, some people deal with it.
yeah.
That's
Some
what
people,
there's like women that get abused
I
or
yeah. There's a lot of different like domestic battery or he's mentally
right.
abusive. Yeah, but
Mhm.
but to go back to the question, like so then if you don't think there's any roles, right? Again,
Mhm.
if the man that most women desire makes over a certain amount of money, he's a certain height, right? He's got a certain amount of charisma, right? He has many options. What would be the benefit for a man to be in a relationship then? Like, what? Why not him just stay single for the rest of his life? Now, I personally, like you said earlier, yes, I want a woman that I come home to, that she's my girl, she's got my back, I got her back. So yeah, I want that, I desire this, right? But when when most of the women out here that I meet personally, they do not want to be submissive. They do not want a man. They say it. They talk online how, oh, all these men out here are princesses. You made them princesses. You made them princesses because when you finally meet a man that actually is a man, you kind of say, oh, he's a jerk. He's a narcissist. He's this.
Okay,
He's just
so
a
what
man.
what would you in your mind, what do you consider a man being a man?
I think a man is simply, like I said, he's a protector and provider. I don't. I'm old school, so
So
like when
someone
I
that's
was
gonna pay 100% of the bills in the
100%,
society that we live
100%,
in right now, the
right,
with the economy.
right. I get it.
Someone who 100% pays all the bills
Yep.
and the
That's
woman
how it.
stays home.
That's how it should be. That's how when I was married, my ex did it. My ex didn't work at all. She
That just
helped me with
doesn't
the
even
business.
exist anymore.
Right. Well, that's because most men don't understand. When it comes to men, this is for the men. If a man want to get more women, right, and they want to attract more women, well, bro, you got to go to the gym, right? You gotta make more money, bro. You have to work on your charisma. You got to work on your game. Because if you don't, you're gonna always be that single guy that's trying to figure it out and why no one likes you because you're basically coming at women with sex right from the get, like right from the beginning. You're already talking about it. When if I like this woman, I can wait because I know it's going to happen anyways. It's going to happen anyways. There's no stress, anxiety because if we are already talking, it's gonna happen, right? I could tell her that she's like, yeah, it ain't happening. It's happening. Oh, it's definitely happening. But when it comes to the band, yes, now I know that we're in a different economy, so now more people need a two person income, right, for
Yeah.
for people to survive. This I get, but here's the thing: if the man doesn't make more than his woman, whether she says it or not, she's never going to respect him fully. Like, so he's got to up his game. I don't care if he's got to get 3 side businesses. Your ass better do something, bro. Because if you want a woman, right, and keep that woman, you got to hold it down. You got to hold it down for your woman, bro. And here's another thing to go back to your situationship. Um, here's another. If look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't share, right? So whoever's my woman, that's my woman. You not, no one's talking to her. We're territorial for men. So
Right.
if the man really wanted you, right, and he didn't want to be in a situationship, trust me, he would make sure to tell your ass you need to chill and you need to let people know I'm here, right? If he's not even willing to do that, then he just wants the pooch.
No, no, no,
And
Joe. You're living in the freaking
I, hey,
1800s.
debate. Then tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong.
There is a lot of things that can play into it. What if you're just talking, it hasn't been that long, like we don't want people involved in our shit because there's a lot of, especially like with people that do social media or that have like a following, and like I was saying before, people follow like on TikTok. This is where I've seen all the thirsty females, right? They
Yeah,
follow that person with the idea like, I'm gonna get this man. Oh, I'm gonna send him gifts because that's gonna get his
his
attention or
attention. Yeah,
whatever, right? So when you have all these following, like all these people following you and creating ideas in their head about you, and then
mm-hmm.
they see you with someone, it's like, oh my god, you're that person's taking them away from me. So
Yeah.
then they create drama. So there's a lot of reasons why some people stay low key. It doesn't
I
necessarily
get
have to
the.
be like, oh, I don't want people to see me with you.
I'll say this though. Like I'm telling you right now, this is me saying it. If you're my girl, everybody's gonna know. Ain't nobody not gonna know. Period. And if any guys up in your DMs or some guys on your stings, I'm gonna be right there saying, "Yo, chill out."
And how's
Like I'm
that
gonna be
worked out
right.
for you?
I don't. I've been single since I've been divorced. There's been. I
Well,
have
you've
not
had
had.
situationships.
I've had. Yeah, of course. But see, I win in that every situationship. The woman never wins. Because again, if you give it before I commit, then there's no other thing holding me there. Now it's maybe the sex is really good, so now I maybe situationship with you 7 times, maybe 10 times, but eventually you're gonna want a relationship. But it started off with lust, so it's gonna end with lust, is what I said in one of my videos. If you start off with just the booty, because that's how you got him, you will get him. You won't retain him that way because that's not enough. Just because you're
So
good
for
in bed,
you, in your mind, you think like,
in
okay,
my
so
mind.
well, I want to know how a man thinks, right?
Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
go ahead,
so
yeah,
in
yeah.
your mind, it has to be 6 months for you to get to know someone, so it's not a lust situation.
I'm just saying that you once you give it up and you're not committed, then you're never going to know if it's going to be on lust or if it's going to be based off he actually wants to build a future with you, right? But let me tell you right now, men will tell you anything you need to hear or want to hear just to get with you. That's for sure. He'll tell you the whole world. I've heard crazy stories of women that have dated men and he said whatever he had to say once he got it. Maybe she held him for 3 months and then he dipped. Then she's online talking shit about him like he was this, he wasn't good in bed, all these other good things. But like, I was like, but to go back to the point, because again, it goes back to the point. If you're giving it up too soon, then you're losing your power. Like if he really wants you, he'll wait. Like he'll wait. What's the hurry? You guys probably already did other things, kissed, made out, maybe got it really hot and bothered, but you didn't go the whole way. I don't think it's an excuse, and this is my opinion. I don't think it's an excuse for women to be promiscuous or to sleep just because you want to know if he's good in bed. I'm pretty sure if the man got your attention, I'm pretty sure he can hold it down. I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure there's all exceptions to every rule that there's probably the one guy that did it and he was terrible. But that's not a reason. You know what I'm saying? Plus, is it just on sex? I mean, is that for women? Is sex more important or what's the most important thing for women when it comes to men? Like, what do you really
Yeah.
want from a man?
For me, it's definitely not the sex. That's like probably the last thing. Sex is probably the last thing. It's more
Yeah.
about like intellectuality. Like,
Yeah.
how can you hold a freaking conversation? Can you
Yeah.
like mentally stimulate me? Can you like keep me interested in what you got
Right.
going on?
Oh, yeah.
That's
I've said it.
that's what's important.
I've said it many times. Women, you can do anything you want to a woman, just don't bore her. Once she's bored, she's out. And you're right. But women both change and men change in relationships. They get comfortable. It's both sides, right? Men
Hmm.
should keep being that romantic guy he was when he first met you. He should be still courting you. He should still be doing all the beautiful things he did to get you, and now you're together. But once he's got you and he's conquered you, he feels like, oh, I don't need to do anymore. She's with me now. So what is she gonna do? Or women
Right.
do the same. Women do the same. Once you got him, you no longer tell him all these good things you said in the beginning, how he's a handsome, or he's, you're so cute, whatever you said to get
No,
him to
I'm gonna tell you
them
this. I'm
feelings.
gonna tell you this from experience, and I've been in long term
Term
relationships. Okay.
situation
No,
or relationship.
relationships.
Okay,
Like
relationship.
these
Yeah.
were relationships. eight
Okay.
years, 5 years, 8 years, you know.
Chat. If you
Um,
have any questions, ask a question.
I I think men get comfortable, like you said, once they get what they were looking for,
The only
even
thing they're looking
if
for.
they're still interested in that person because they make them feel some type of way, or I mean, obviously there are. I'm sure men are not all fucking heartless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they do catch feelings for a person, like they're even though they love that person, is like okay, I already got what I want. So, like,
Well,
no more doing anything for this person, right? For a female, for a woman to discontinue all those things, it had to have been because that man disappointed her,
cheated on her.
didn't listen to her, yeah, cheated, and then she took him back for whatever reason.
They
I don't
always
do
do.
that.
They always do.
I don't do
Okay.
that.
Good for you.
Yeah, I
Good for
don't
you.
do that. There's
One woman do.
yeah, no, I that's definitely one of my like no
Yeah,
tolerance for cheating. Like once I can't trust you, it's like I can't even be around you. So,
that's good.
but
Yeah.
some women do. Um, so I feel like the men is just like, oh, I got what I want. I'm done trying. The women, we try for so long, but the more that we get disappointed, the more resentment we hold towards that person, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes us not be those things like
Would you
that we
say?
were at the beginning.
Would you say that women, like when they're out of the relationship, they're usually out like 6 months to a year prior? Like they're mentally gone, but they still
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas men, it's pretty more impulsiveness. It's just like that's it, I'm done. But I
Yeah.
mean, but it goes back that more women break the relationships anyways. But
Yeah.
to go back to what you were saying, but like when I said that men just want, they want femininity, they want a woman that's submissive, right? And the sex is obviously there is important. Submissive means not nagging all the time. Submissive means that constantly making your man question himself, constantly making him like not being his piece anymore. You're now just a nagging girlfriend or wife, or now you sound like my mom. Because if I wanted to marry my mom, I would marry my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like women don't understand that. But if it comes to women, again, we can't read your mind. So if you don't like something, you have to say it. And if you don't, it's kind of your fault because you never said anything,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Right?
I agree. I think women should definitely not stay quiet. But then that's like another thing about men that want submissive women is that's part of it. I actually met a guy that was like delusional to me. Like he lived in like I don't even know what freaking ages, but he literally said, "I want my woman to sit in the house, stay in her lane, don't speak."
Don't
I'm like,
speak.
excuse me.
Keep going.
Uh, like, don't
Yes,
speak.
Scorpions
Like,
and
you
podcast.
can
Okay, when I find
address
out.
me, we can have a conversation, but like, don't question anything that I'm doing. Don't try to get in my business. Don't like,
Who,
okay, you
a
want a
man said this?
prisoner.
A
Yeah,
man
this
said
is
this. Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what submissiveness meant to
Not, no,
him.
I think it's more
Was
like, that's more like someone that's been captured and
exactly
kidnapped.
like a
Yeah,
prisoner. Like
yeah,
you don't even have a freaking opinion. Like your woman can't have an opinion. They
yeah.
can't have feelings. They can't voice how they're no, like
What if you said? What if I said this to you? This is for you, but this is also for the women watching because I already know the answer. What if you found the guy, right? He's everything that you thought. He's the provider, protector. He's good looking. All the things that you like. He's it. He holds it down. He's the guy, right? He's the guy. And he told you, you know what? I don't want you to be on social media no more. Would you do it? Would you get off social media for him?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Why do I not believe you for one
Why?
second? No, your
I
life
swear.
is social media, like mine. Like my
Mm.
life is, I'm all on social. You're telling me you would literally just get rid of your social for him?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
If he was
He's
everything
got to be
that I
all.
wanted,
He's got to check all the boxes.
why would I jeopardize
Right.
like why would I jeopardize that to for something fake? I feel like
Right.
social media is fake.
So,
Like,
so check this out. So remember, I think you see me post this because I talked about situationships. I've been posting more about it because it's funny, and because I know a lot of women are in one right now. Well, I posted, oh, sorry, y'all, I can't heart your photos anymore because my situation ship doesn't like it or something like that. And it's actually based true. It is true. I did have a girl that we're not together, but she didn't like that I got so much attention online from women. But I was getting the attention online from women before I met you. That's how I met her. So like you've seen everything I was doing, you've seen all the interaction, and she just couldn't get it through her head that if I was in a relationship, would I still flirt with women online? Would I still engage with them the way that I do? No, I wouldn't. Of course not. That's my. I have a girl now. I'm respectful of that, but I don't. Right. So I don't. So
mhm.
you cannot give me rules if we're not even together. Right. And that's why I
Right.
don't. That's why I like to talk shit about situationships because there's a lot of women that are going to watch this now or live, and they're in one. And the thing is like again, I'm saying to you, to all women, don't not like going back to the sex thing. Don't even give it up until he commits for real. I'm serious. And then like if you know your whole thing, you're saying, well, what if he's not good in bed? Well, you committed, right? He committed. He did all the things. He's terrible. You can just end it the next day. Say, well, it was nice. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Have a good.
Then that's a waste of time. What the fuck? No, that's not how it works. Like, you actually, like, if you're gonna sit there and get to know somebody and build a connection with that person, you obviously start getting feelings for that person. It's not just like, oh, I'm throwing you away because you don't know how to use your dick. Like, but
I mean, but I mean, I would have to say though, statistically, if the guy's got game and he's been and he's the guy, he's probably slept with some women, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing, right? And women get mad at the double standards that we can have high body counts and we expect women not to have the same body count because it's two different things. What you guys are attracted to is not what you're attracted to, right? You're attracted to the guy that has all the swag in the game and all the different things, right? Whereas we're more attracted to a woman that we can see this woman would be loyal to me. She's going to be faithful to me. She's going to take care of me. She's going to be there for me when I need her. That's what I'm looking for. That's what most men are looking for. They're
Mhm,
not looking for the woman in the streets. Even they'll sleep with them. They'll sleep with the women in the
mhm,
streets. They don't, but they're not trying to be in a long-term relationship because it goes back to you never answered this, and maybe some of the women watching or men watching. If a man has all the things that the women are looking for, then what is the benefit of him even being in a relationship? Like what is the goal then? Like if does he need to be in a relationship? So I think women can say that they don't need to be in a relationship, but that's a lie. I think most women they want a relationship, right? Whereas men we don't need it, but we want it. I think you guys need it more
I
than
feel
we
like a
would need
man
it.
needs a woman more.
I mean, I do believe that this old saying that every great man has a good woman behind him.
Yeah.
But that goes back to women being submissiveness, being in their feminine, and not coming to me with old past problems that you had in other relationships. So because you've been in let's say you were in an abusive relationship, or let's say you were with a guy that cheated. So now every man in your lens is seeing, oh, this guy's probably a cheater, or this guy's probably this. So the one situationship that I was calling out, it wasn't a girl I talked to recently. This is a girl I talked to like a year ago, and I told you about her because she's the same height as you. I remember I told you about it. But here's the point. You basically making rules for me, not in a relationship, and now you're already nagging me, and we're not even committed yet, right? So that's not what I want. If you already see what I do on social, that's what I do. So that's my entertainment. This is how This is what I talk about. I talk about
But see, this
everything. I
is
don't
the
just.
thing about men. They go after these women that are desperate and then expect that those women to be healed. those are not healed women. Thirsty women are not healed.
Well,
So yeah,
yeah,
you're going for the EC, oh, she wants me type of women. That's
yeah.
what you're gonna get. You're gonna get
Right.
the nagging women because they have insecurities. They're not
Speech. Now you're speaking to me. Keep going.
exactly.
Keep going.
They have all these insecurities. They're not sure of themselves. They need validation from whoever they're with, or even when they are in a relationship, they look for it somewhere else because it's not enough. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
you guys' fault too. Just like you say
But
about women looking for all these guys that have the swag, blah, 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 blah. They're not relationship material. You guys
right.
do the same things. You guys look for the women that are easy, the women that are desperate,
Well,
not
I don't
healed.
know. I don't know. I don't know if men get in relationships with that. I think they sleep with them, but I don't think they get in relationships with that type of woman. I don't think so. And if he does, I think that man's
Well, he
low
doesn't get in a
caliber.
relationship with her because she starts nagging from the beginning because
Right.
she's insecure.
Okay. 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 I think all what you gave me from that whole statement you just made is that if she's nagging from the get, cut it off.
Right. Because
Right.
she's not secured about herself. And she's
Right.
obviously everybody's gonna have some sort of insecurity. Nobody's perfect. There are
Yeah.
things that we like I don't like about myself, but I feel like I've done enough healing to like know I know who the fuck I am. So like if this man is not giving me what I want 100%, it's like
Yeah.
bye. Like why am I going to stick around just because I want some sort of attention or I want whatever
Yeah.
it is that I'm looking for?
Well, I do know this. Like, men will stay in a relationship that they're not happy with. They ain't leaving. They'll die with your ass. That's the problem.
And
They
then they
will
go
die with you with
cheat.
unhappy. It's exactly. Then they go cheat. Then they go cheat.
And then
And
they make women freaking traumatized and that's why they have insecurities.
hey, what's up, Drea? So if you guys have questions, make sure you put in the chat. Make sure you guys also put in the hearts. We asked this earlier. We'll ask it again. Who's thirstier? If it's a men, put one. If it's women, put two. Who's thirstier? Men, one. Women, two. Okay, so now going back to going back to what you're saying. Okay, so yeah, that makes complete sense. But then again, like if who here's a good question for you. In a relationship, what's worse? What's the worst income? Would it be a woman cheating or a man cheating? What's worse? Which one?
A woman cheating.
Okay. And do you have a reason behind that?
Yeah. So, like you said, men just want sex. Oh, okay, they can have sex with whoever. They don't have to have a mental connection with that person. They don't
When the
even
guy
have
does.
to care about that person. But
Right.
the woman, if she's cheating, she's got some sort of connection with this person. She's
Right.
already
She's been talking for a
attached
minute
herself. Right. She's already attached herself
to
to
this guy.
whoever she cheated with.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. So I want women to hear that because I'm telling you, you would like this podcast I watched called No Fugazi. He just interviews a bunch of women and they talk about relationships and the answers that these women come up with. Like, women don't want to be feminine, and the reason why is because they have their past experiences. All men are crap. All men are this. All men are that. No, not all men. The men you date are the problem. The men you attract and accept are the problem because the
Hmm.
guys that you accept, right, are usually taller, good looking, got some money, so he has options, right? So you will always lose that battle because you basically are not, your standards are so high, right? For men, our standards are not high at all, right? I mean, if you ask men, they'll be with a woman that's not a 10 in the face, but her body's a 7, 8, right? And her face could be like a 5, but if her body's like an 8, 9, he's in. He can accept that. Whereas women, they're like, I want everything. This is why I think a lot of women are single because their standards are so high. All the guys that might be a decent guy, he's probably not got the most swag. He's probably not the most charming, but at least he's going to be a good guy. If you have him, he's probably going to be a good guy too and really cherish you. But then women resent that, do they not? When he's clingy and he's always all in your face, and you just like, now he's in the one that's all in love, and you're like, I do love you too, but not that much, bro. Chill out. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes women resent that guy. They don't like that.
No, I don't think that is like resentment. It's just like sometimes we want our space. But like I feel like I mean for me at least, I want my guy to be like all about me. I want my man to like oh, like you're so beautiful. I love you. Like, don't be afraid to show that in public. Like, I don't give a fuck. Obviously, don't be sitting there being disrespectful and like freaking
Yeah,
almost fucking each other in public,
yeah.
but like
Oh,
let
okay, so
let
you're
it be
okay with
known,
public.
But then
That's what I'm saying.
I also like I want my space. Don't like be so
Mhm.
clingy to where like I can't go talk to my friend for a little bit, or I can't just
Yeah.
relax and
Oh
watch
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
freaking chick flicks or my
Right.
freaking TV show,
Yeah.
like girly TV shows that you don't fucking want nothing to
That's
do
an
with.
that's an
Like,
insecure man. That's an insecure man.
oh yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've said it before. A man's only insecure if he knows you can do better. Like if he's a jealous guy, always worried, because he knows you can do better.
Just
That's
like
his fault. That's
women.
his number.
Just
Yeah.
like women. It's about
What?
insecurities. It doesn't really have
Uh,
to be like a man or a girl or a women thing, like it's just
yeah.
if you have insecurities, you just have insecurities.
You just
You're
have
not going to
worries, yeah,
be
and that comes back from all your past trauma. Well,
right.
Drea says like I feel like a man is supposed to love a woman more. I'm thinking she's saying more than a woman loves the man. I don't agree. I think like I think the woman has to love the man a little bit more because again, everything we're saying, the if he's like clingy or he's just basically just too much, right? He's got to be a man. If he's too much like that, he's almost now taking on the feminine role, right? And
Right.
he's not the masculine. The masculine is the typical man, right? Very seldom emotions, but when you do see it, you appreciate it because oh, he's got all this masculinity, but every once in a while he shows me that feminine side, and he has a heart,
Like that
and it's like it makes you
emotional
melt.
side.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and only if you'll know, then that's good. That's a good topic because then you'll know if the guy you're with, if not if he does it all the time, right? But if he's willing
Mhm.
to show you his feminine side, then he trusts you and he
Yeah.
does care about you because he would not do that. He would not do
Mhm.
that with just any woman. He's doing it with you because he actually appreciates you and trusts you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
a lot of women need to hear that because you don't want them feminine all the time, right?
All right.
We messed up this world, man, where women are trying to be so masculine, or men are trying to be so feminine.
Mhm.
Why? What happened?
But then also I hear a lot about like women bashing men that are emotional. And I feel like
Right.
that shouldn't
I
be it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Though I had this one. I did. Oh, I see comments all day. One woman said about her man, her ex, right? That he was always emotional and he was in his feelings and it was annoying. I was like, damn. So you're saying let's flip the script. Let's say women are emotional altogether. Right? You guys have 100 more hormones than us, so you're emotional all the time. I know this. This is why I say you're crazy. But going to the point, like if a woman was getting emotional, and which you do mostly often, and a man said, "Oh, she's always emotional. That's annoying." What the hell? How would you feel about that?
I mean, there
Because you're
are
right.
men that do that.
What?
Like,
No, I'm
oh my
pretty sure
gosh,
there is.
she's so emotional. She's always freaking complaining. She's always sad
Yeah.
about something. She's freaking miserable. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I
That's,
think a lot of men need education. I think men need education on women. I think the problem with most men, they don't understand women. That's pretty much what it
or
is.
I
They
feel
don't
like they've
understand
been
women.
raised to like have no emotion too, to
Hmm.
where like when they deal with someone who is emotional, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you
Right,
acting that way? A lot
right.
of men are like that. Like, okay, just because I'm not an emotional person and I have like no feelings,
Okay.
like
Do you
you
guys
can't do that.
do chats? Let me ask a question to you and the chat. Do you believe from 10 years ago though that women are definitely way more promiscuous than they were maybe 10 years ago? Yes, no. I'm asking
The
you
chat or me? You said the
and
chat.
you. Yeah, I say and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the reason why women are losing this battle because you guys think you're being men, but we don't want a man. We
But
don't
the
want to
men
date
are
a
not
man.
but the men are not showing that they can be men.
No, that I will
So
agree. I will agree with that. But why would a man have to do anything once you give him once you give it up to him? Why would he have to do anything?
because you're gonna give it up to him regardless. So the man want like getting what they want from the beginning, whether it's at the beginning or whether it's 6 months later,
Mhm.
If they are not ready for a relationship, they're just not ready for a relationship. If they want a connection, if they're going in with the right intentions and they want a relationship, they're
Yeah,
gonna also have morals. They're not gonna be worried about, oh, I can get all these bitches and fuck them all.
yeah,
They want someone to connect with, right? So it doesn't matter if you give it up at the beginning because
yeah.
things got heated or if it's 6 months down the road. Like,
You really don't
there.
like that one, huh? You really don't like that one, do you?
Who, me? No,
I
because
mean, I'm telling you right now, women, wait wait for sex. That's your
I feel like
only
even if you
power,
wait 6 months, once they
right?
get it, it's gonna be over with, and then
No, because
the girl, as a woman, you're gonna be wasting your time.
I can't. But here's what I'm saying. Forget about the 6 months and the sexting for a second.
Hmm.
You shouldn't give up the sex if he's not in a committed relationship with you. That's what I'm saying. So forget the 6 months, right? Forget that. Just don't be sexual with him unless he's committed to you, right? I think I think if you go old school, you used to have to wait to get married, right? That was like old
So,
school thinking. That doesn't happen anymore. But
but
you
the
get what I'm
way
saying.
that this world is right now, like, men just lie their asses off. Just like you said, like, they'll
Mm,
tell you everything that you want to hear to get
yeah,
what they want.
right.
So, if that man really wants to sleep with that woman, he's gonna drag her on for like however long she's gonna make him wait for, right? If his
Hmm.
mindset's already like, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with this person, but I'm gonna tell them what they gotta know or what they
Hmm.
wanna hear so I can get what I want,
Yeah,
that's just not fair. And a lot of men do that, even if they do wait.
yeah. I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna say her name, but there's one woman that I followed for a little bit, and she's cute. When I first connected with her, I definitely was throwing some game at her. I was like, "Ooh, she's cute. I like her." And then she gave me a couple of vibes, but then it was never like fully vibes. So I don't stalk. I'm not in your DM every day. If you don't give me the vibes back, I'm done. So then I know for a fact that she's been single for a minute. Then she went on this weekend trip with this guy. She never shows his face, right? She only shows his hat. They're kissing from the top. They went away for the weekend, right? I'm pretty sure he said whatever. Hey, baby, I want to be with you, whatever. But then he wouldn't even show his face on the picture. Long story short, after that weekend, he dipped. He dipped. So this is like one of the top tier manipulators of all time. I don't even have enough energy to lie that much.
A lot of men are that way
That's crazy though. Like, why would a man put that much energy? No woman is that badass that I'm willing to
because
do
they
all that
got
shit.
all kinds of shit going on in the back.
Right?
Like, they're putting that much energy into that person, they're also putting energy into everybody else that he's interested in. And until he gets what he wants from that certain person, he's gonna do and say whatever
Nah,
that
he's
person
crazy.
wants. I know, he's
Yeah,
freaking always talking shit.
that's crazy. But you know what? That's funny that one woman said that if you make him
For the
wait six,
juicy goodness.
what the
He
hell?
said for the juicy goodness.
Yeah. He just wanted to clap them cheeks. And one woman's still stuck on if you don't give it up within 6 months, he's gone. Well, he was gonna be gone anyways. He never was there, right? He was
Right.
never
So
there.
why
He was
waste
never
our
there.
time?
Well, you're basically not wasting your time because if you give it up to him, who wins?
I mean, both. Because if
Mm,
I give it up
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
all he wanted and he leaves, then bye. The trash took itself out.
Well, technically, I mean, no one wins, but he won because he conquered you, and then he got what he wanted, and he dipped. This is why I keep going back to
And
this
if I
point.
gave it up to him early, that means I got something out of it too.
Did you?
I mean,
I mean,
if I wanted to still stay, obviously he did
well, then
okay.
that's fine. And then after he breaks it off, you're gonna be online showing his face and where he's a piece of crap. Fuck this guy.
Nah,
All
I
this
mean,
crap.
there are women that do that, which I think is like the stupidest
Okay.
thing ever. Because like last week you were like my man, blah 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 blah, and then the next week is like, oh, this piece of shit, blah blah blah, and then like the
Yeah.
next week after, like, oh, we're back together. Like, I hate when women do that, or
I'm
even
not.
just people in general. But
I'm not promoting this. Men are gonna love this one, but women, if you're in need because we have needs as human beings, you need sex, right? Women that talk about the toys, that's so weird to me and gross. Sorry, I just think it's weird. Like they promote it, they love it. Oh, I have my thing at home. Oh, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that. That's the last thing I want to hear. So, anyways, go back to the point. If you're going to you have a need, then just get a friends with benefits, right? Just make it
Right.
one guy that you're down with, you're cool with him, and like you guys are into each other. Man, I'd rather that because at least you know what you're getting, right? This is what it is. That's it. Versus what freaking women do again. Once you give him the booty, you lose all power, and now he is in power. He now makes the rules. He now gets to decide because now you're in. You wouldn't have gave it up if you weren't in, right? You gave it up, you're in. He has the power now because now you're in. He can do whatever he wants now because you're in. He can
I'd
kneel.
rather be in like for a month where I can pull myself back out of it than go the full 6 months or however long you want to wait and then
Yeah,
be done with it. And then I'm like over here hurting, crying over a piece of shit
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
But
I feel like
I think there's like a low percentage though of a guy that would go through all that, like would do all that just to get booty. I mean, that's a lot, and to wait 6 months. If anything, here it's to prove the point. Some girl told me the story about the guy. She talked to him. He told her that he wanted to be the girlfriend. He sold her all this game. He took her out to Cheesecake Factory. It's why I brought it up because it was funny. I said if he takes you to Cheesecake Factory, red flag. And because I've heard so many bad stories from Cheesecake Factory, I don't know what it
that's
is
the
about that place.
stupidest thing. I don't know.
I know, but like men think they're impressing you when they take you there because women love it. But the point is back is that if like this if he's not into you, he won't wait 6 months. Trust me right now. He won't wait 6 months. So it's a very seldom small percentage of guy that will go through all that, lie to you, say he wants to be with you just so he can get with you because he knows you're holding it off till the commitment, then to sleep with you. It's very, very low percentage. That's a lot of energy to do that. So I'm thinking that any man that's not willing to wait, then he's gone. He never was there, right? He's not willing to wait. That's why I'm saying you have power. You have the power. If you guys do what you want, right? Because men are like happy that you're willing to give it up before a commitment because that's how they're scoring right now. Because that's why men are F boys and that's why men are all these things that you say because you guys do not hold what's sacred. You give it up. So once you do, he's in control and you no longer have the power. Sorry. I
I
hope
mean, I
women get
feel
that.
like women who are not secure of themselves, maybe they lose the power. But for women who are secure about themselves and that they know what they bring to the table, if someone like that, like if let's say you sleep with them like after a month of talking to that person and then they
Yeah.
no longer want to talk to you, is like, okay, bye. You know? Or
Yeah.
like if they continue to fuck with you because, oh, okay, it was good, but I'm not gonna give her the commitment, but I'm still gonna keep fucking with her.
Yeah.
Women who know what they want, they're not gonna go for that. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you got what you wanted. Obviously, you kept coming back for it because whatever
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna have access to me anymore if you're not
Right.
gonna give me what I want. You
Well,
know?
if I think if women are giving it up without commitments, that's the woman would be thirstier then, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, you said it
And
wasn't
I
really,
said
yeah.
women are thirstier than
And that,
men,
and
but
then it all goes back to the point though. This is why women are single. That's why the second bullet point of this podcast was, if you don't lower your standards, you're going to be single until you die. Right? That's one of the things I said. I know a lot of women didn't like that because they're saying, "Who the fuck are you to tell me I'm gonna be single?" Well, you're single now, so I don't. Why are you mad at me? I didn't make you single. I didn't tell you to do X boy and that guy and listen to this dumbass. It's like I think it's crazy too. This is another thing I want to make sure I hit women that give exclusivity to men that are just you're just talking to.
mhm.
Why? You could talk to 27 dudes if you want, if you're single. Just because a guy's talking to you and he's saying the things that it's going for the future, he's still not, you're not his girl. You could talk to whoever the hell you want. But women will give up exclusivity to a guy that's talking, that's saying all the right things, that he's saying, I'm going to possibly have a future with you. And then what happens is if anything, that's a waste of time. Because what
Yeah.
he wants he wants what he gets from you, but he also doesn't want you to talk to any other
Someone
guys.
else. Mm-hmm.
So he wants his cake and eat it too. And you
Right.
guys are allowing it because why would you allow that? Right? Why would you allow that?
Mm-hmm.
To me, like again, I hear a lot of different stories. Women do message me and they'll ask me because they know I'm probably the only dude not sliding in the DMs trying to hit it. So they'll ask me and say, "Okay, what do you think about this?" And I'll tell them straight up, like, "Yeah, that no, that ain't gonna work." I remember I was hanging out with all the like about 5 women. This girl I was partners with. We went to this event, and I was with a bunch of women. So now by the end of the night, they're all drinking. They forget I was there. They forgot, oh wait, there's a man here. So they're all talking amongst each other, saying women things. One of the
Mm-hmm.
women showed a photo of a guy. He's working out, good shape, looks good, right? They're all, oh yeah, yeah, she looks good. Well, as she was telling me about him and to the group, I said, oh yeah, that dude's gonna play you. And she said, what? How do you know if you never met him? And I mean, she went off on me, like defending him at all costs. And I'm like, because I said, don't be mad at me because of what you just said, the couple things you just said. This dude is using you. He's not trying to be with you. He just wants your booty. And she did not agree. No lie. 24 hours later, she was done with him. She was done with him. I told her because what you were saying to me, you giving. I'm a man, so I know what the hell men do. He was lying to you. He was selling you the dream to get in between. This is why I'm going back to do not give it up until he gives you a freaking commitment. That's it. That's it. Because then you'll know if he's truly there. If he truly wants to be with you, he ain't gonna make that all public. I mean, there might be one out of maybe 300 men that will go through all that shit just to get you. But if he's willing to wait, that means he really respects you and he actually wants to have a future with you. That's what I'm saying. Oh, thank you, Drea. The next time I'll be live is next Wednesday. And the last one, the last question that we didn't talk about, and we can kind of like end the pod on this. And then as we have if anybody has questions, let me know. Um, the Where are all the good men at? Question?
There are
And
some.
you
There
know,
are some. There are some out there.
some little small percentage, right?
Very small percentage. Yes.
And you know why it's very small though? It goes back to the point. Women want too many things: tall, money, this, that. So then you have that small percentage of guys, right? They have many options, right? They have many options. So then when you come to the picture, he's thinking, right? You're not thinking this. You're like, this is the guy I want, right? He's thinking, why do I want to be with her out of her, right? And as women get older, you guys you get less your value goes down, unfortunately, because men want the hotter, sexier, younger, right? So as you get older, they want the one that is fresh, right? So it's kind of like saying, back to the point, the good men are out there, but it's probably they don't hit all the boxes that you want. So I'm not saying for any woman out here saying I'm not going to be with a guy that's not 100% checks all the boxes. Fine, but then again, there's only a small percentage of the guys you want when it comes to financial looks and all the other good shit. And a lot of those guys are f boys. Most of them are married, I would assume, right? They're probably married. And
Hmm.
so then, what then if you really want a good man, then maybe give a couple of those dudes in the DMs some shots. Not saying all of them, because we know right now most women that are watching this, you probably got at least 30 people talking to themselves, right? I think I think I think even when I met you, I think we met on Snap and then we became friends on other platforms. Like, of course, I was throwing game at you right when I started talking to you, right? But when you weren't like giving it back right away or like giving me any kind, I just respect you. And I said, okay, I like her still. She's still cool. We had some cool conversations, and I kind of left it at that, right? I didn't try to push the effort. The point is being though, some guys, right? There's good guys out there, but they might not fit your standards, right? So
Hmm.
that's something that women are going to have a wake up call, that all the guys you want probably don't want you, and all the guys you want probably are going to screw you over. So knowing that, what are you going to do about it, ladies? Are you going to continue to dog men or just dog the men that you date, right? Because I mean, even like just the other day, a woman told me that, oh, she posted a picture of the guy, her and the guy, and oh, you guys are together. She's like, oh no, we're not together, but we're kind of like talking, right? I
Hmm.
go, so then you're exclusive to him? Well, he's not really ready for all that, right? Okay, so then you publicly posted him. You basically did all the things. Now he got you, and then of course it didn't take a couple of weeks, and then now he's no longer in the picture. I don't understand how women don't see that coming. you have experience. Like if you're younger, I get it, right? You don't
But you
have
know
no
what's
clue.
crazy about that?
Yeah,
But I mean, it's not like that doesn't happen to everybody, I don't think. But I
mm,
mean, maybe some women relate.
mm,
I feel like I've given chances to people that I like lower my standards for. Okay.
right.
I'm gonna give this person a chance
Yeah,
because why not? You know, they might surprise me. They might make me feel a certain way about them that I haven't
yeah.
felt for someone that I'm physically attracted to or that fits checks all my boxes
Criteria.
on the physical appearance, right?
Right.
And they've disappointed me more.
You know what? I get you. There's a good reason for that. I think that men that are not on your level, right? Again, he knows this, right? So he's always going to have this insecurity because he's like, damn, I have her, but is this going to last? You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe that's the goal of the woman to make him feel secure because you chose him. You could have been with any guy you want. I mean, women. One thing I will say, you guys have the power is that women can be with any guy they want if they really want to, right? You can be with any guy, meaning like you can go out tonight and find a guy immediately, right? The guy will be with you tonight if you wanted it. Men, not so easy. We have to do work. We got to do a lot of things to
But
get
that's the thing
that.
you were saying. Like if you lower your standards, you might find a guy that checks all your boxes. Is just the physical appearance doesn't match up what you want. I'm
Yeah.
saying I've given people that I don't normally physically get attracted to, and they've
Mm-hmm.
disappointed me because of their insecurities. And it's like,
Right.
so if you're insecure and you think that I'm better than you, then obviously you're
Right.
not checking my boxes because I need a secure man. I need someone that's going to be confident in themselves, that they're not going to be like, oh, that guy was talking to her, so now, I'm
Yeah. She's gonna
jealous. I'm
leave
a
me.
jealous freak, and oh my God, why
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
you talking to anybody?
I
So,
think you make good points. I think the point I would say is that the guy, if he has any kind of insecurities, there's nothing you can do with him. Even if he's a nice guy. Even if he's a nice guy. For women, most women have insecurities, right? For the most part, like more than men do usually, right? But I think like if a man has any kind of insecurities, that's never gonna work. I mean, I don't. It ain't gonna work because he's already got issues with himself. It has nothing to do with you. So in that case, I would agree with you. Yes, I wouldn't take any guy that doesn't fit all the boxes. But definitely one thing that guy cannot be is insecure. If he's
right.
not a confident dude, don't even waste your time. He's the most feminine of your group. He's going to be always jealous, always worried, always scared. Where are you at? What are you doing? He's the guy that wants you to stay at home in prison because
Yeah,
he knows once you leave the house, you got like 100 options. He's like,
right.
no, just leave her here.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't go to the gas station. Somebody might pump gas for you.
Anything else? Anything else? Anything else you would want to add to the pod? What did you think of the pod so far? I mean, just between me and you. I think we had a great conversation.
Yeah, it's good conversation. I like talking about relationship stuff because there's like I like seeing the men's side of like how they view things.
Yeah,
Which I mean, I
I'll
already
call
kind
out
of
men.
yeah.
I call out both. I call out both men and women. On my social, I call out
Me too.
women only because more women follow me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like call them out on social, but when I see bullshit, I'm gonna be like, no. Like I have a lot of
Well,
guy friends and I always try to
yeah,
like they come to me with like relationship stuff and I'm just like,
yeah.
bro, get your shit together. But then
Now
my
here's a
female friends, they come to me too and I'm like, bitch, you're overreacting. Like
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
yeah.
straight up how I think, like that you're doing something wrong. But
You might. Hey, I remember when we talked. I told you should have your own pod. I'm glad that you're doing the football pod. You guys don't check out her football pods on Wednesdays on YouTube. She's an Atlanta Falcons fan, which I gave her credit about that. I'm not going to talk about it. And
better than the
and
Bears.
they are better than the Bears right now. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're doing better. I think we're 4-3. So I don't know. What is your record?
Oh yeah, and I well no, yeah, we're 4-3.
Okay, so we're same. But I will say this though. The last thing I'll say is kind of what you ended on about the relationship thing and the men. It's funny that when I make jokes about women, they love it. But when I make jokes about men, they don't engage as much. Only when I make jokes about them, they love it because I think they already know how men are. But again, unless you really talk to another man, you really don't know what the man's thinking. And I hope from this podcast between me and you, where we had this conversation, that a lot of women will watch it and really think about everything that me and you talked about, because you're single for your own reason. It has nothing to do with no good men, no good women, right? You're
Hmm.
single for a reason. For me, for men, I think we're single by choice. Women, they're single by not that many choices. If that makes sense, they don't
Mm,
have that many choices. Meaning, like, not you don't have choices. The guys you like, you don't have many options that you like, right? So that
mm.
goes back to why I said lower the standards. But I appreciate you getting on the pod with me. It was
Yeah, thanks for
amazing.
having me.
I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna post this shit everywhere.
Sounds
Have a good
good.
night. Thanks everybody that joined us.
All
Talk to you guys later.
right. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.